now for the beginner routine. This is the intermediate, get ready for the day routine, where we do an all over, kind of wake up your body, wake up your muscles, and letting you face the day a little more lively, a little more alert. So we try to pretty much touch on everything, more or less, and I was thinking today maybe we'll do a couple of the movements that we need for our piece, so our choreography piece, which we're gonna put the finishing touches on today. After this, we have a little break, get back on for that. And just kind of talk a little bit about interpretation, maybe some more technical things, a little recap on a couple of things. And then on Friday, therefore, we can put on something nice and cool and we can pretend we're performing it and do it through. And then we can repeat it. We can pretend we have 2 performances in a row if we really want. So let's see how that goes. And if you're joining me for the live yesterday, sorry, it cut off at some point because I ran out of battery. I was trying to concentrate on a lot of stuff at once, you know, because sometimes when I'm DJing, there's not a lot of people. You know, I get up and dance myself, and then, you know, I have to scoot back and, you know, change the song select and all that. So, yeah, I kind of neglected to have a good setup for my phone, so I will do better next time. Okay, flare flies, taking a nice steady stance here. Legs are a little bit wider than your shoulders, and feeling like they're rooted into the ground, and breathing in through your nose, and out through your mouth, and in through your nose, and out through your mouth. And one more of those, and then we're going to be going outwards in today. So we are starting with our fingers, just opening and closing them. So they're closing, clenching the fist, and then opening up like a fan. And I want you to also try and do this with your toes. Just give it a try, give it a feel, see if you can get that feeling, imagine what it would feel like if your toes are doing exactly the same thing, bunching up, and then like you're opening a fan, so you can bang yourself, getting that blood flowing right away. And let's start from the pinky today. So you're going to do pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb, pinky, ring, middle, index, thumb. Same thing on the feet. If you can't, try and do a little kind of da-da-da-da-da, like you're doing a 5-finger or 5-toed scale. I want all of our kind of farther bits to get moving too, get them energized. And going the other way, so we're going thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, thumb, index, middle, ring, pinky, big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Just kind of rolling them in and out. And rolling your wrists. And rolling in the other direction. And while we're at it, let's get down to those ankles. You just have a little ankle wiggle here. And flapping it up and down. So on this side, you're just kind of pointing and straightening. However much your foot goes. Just trying to get it moving. And a little circle inwards. And a little circle outwards. And rest your foot on the floor or hang on to something. That's easier. And back to the other foot. So wiggling it back and forth if you want to get it on the ground for that one. And then doing it, flapping it up and down. Or if you're very pointy, you can point and stretch. And rolling it inwards. I don't have anything to hang on to, so I just kind of float it here. And rolling outwards. Try to do a little bit different each time. Sometimes head to toe, sometimes toe to head, sometimes outwards, inwards, or inwards, outwards. Yeah, stretching your hands backwards. There's a little wrist stretch. a good pop. Did you hear that? And sometimes I crackle when I get up in the morning. Somewhere here, right? And coming back, and today I'm going to stick that right leg. And for this, you probably want to hang on to something, if there's anything nearby. I don't, so I'm just going to have to, you can give a little pulse. Stretch that back leg so you feel it straightening. And fireflies, I want you to think about pulling your hips so they're even. So you're also maybe getting a little stretch here on the front. And coming up. And that back leg and bending it. So you're getting a different stretch, lower calf. And so you're coming forward, and lean into balls of our feet and come back up. And when you're coming back up, I want you to feel like you're pushing up that leg. Give yourself a push to come back. And then back into it and pushing yourself up. So you've got your weight on that leg and it's pushing. Your whole body, you want it to stay straight as you're leaning into it. You don't want to be bending over. You want to try and keep it as straight as possible. And switch those feet around. Now, left is going back. It's not really important which one you start on. Just try and not start on the same one all the time. Trying to keep those hips even. So you're also getting a stretch along the front. And a nice little pulse into it. Stretch along the back. And coming back up. And leaving that back leg. Pulse there. I hear my knee creaking too. I'm making all kinds of sounds this morning. Swinging that one forward, and you're placing it on the balls of your feet. And from there, you're going to be leaning on it, trying to keep your body like a board, and your hips even. And you're pushing to the ground to raise yourself back up again. You can hang on to something for these exercises. There's certainly nothing wrong with that. If I had anything nearby, I would. But I can't do that without going off camera, so. And flipping around for this one. If you're trying to hold on to something, let's get that quad stretch. Oh, there's another pop. Give that one a good stretch. As we put a lot of pressure on those throughout the day. And flip it to the other leg. That quad stretch. I love this one. I do it on the floor very often too. I don't want to get on the floor for this one because I'll fall asleep and that'll be the end of that. And coming back up. Okay, so shoulders up to your ears and back down. And shoulders up to your ears and pushing them back down. And rolling just your shoulders forward. Try and move, moving anything but those shoulders so my body's staying quiet. I keep flipping directions, but you can stay as you are. And now I'm going to bring my upper body with me. So the whole thing is just rolling. And let's try a little bigger today. Good. Moving a little bit lower. Your circle. And I'm going to roll just the shoulders back. Try to think about bringing your chest up as you roll them back. And as you're going back for the day, every so often roll them back, give yourself a nice posture. Try and get that muscle memory going. And taking the rest of your body with you. new one. And then taking your whole body with you. And coming back up to that posture. And now we're going to be shaking our heads. Let's shake our heads no first today. This is just at the top of your neck. This is not a big movement. This is a gentle swing. Going back to the middle and not up and down. Again, this is just the top of your neck. You're not going forward with your neck. You're just bobbing your head up and down. And dropping your chin, pretending you have weights in your chin. And swinging one ear to one shoulder without coming up. You're going to let your chin drop down again. And going to the other side. Let's do a few. Slowly letting your chin drop back down from that weight. So it's like a circular movement. A few slow, and then we'll speed it up a little bit. And forth. And one more, and then we're back up. And to the middle, coming back up. And give yourself a little itty bitty stretch here, but your neck is something, you know, if you have any neck pain, you want to skip these neck parts, or just do them very, very gently. And stretch your chin. And just letting your neck relax a little bit. Now here, if you have zero neck issues, you want to, you can give it a slight angle so you can get either side of your neck. Or you can just stay straight. That's okay too. And back to the middle. And coming up. And staying right there, bending just the very top of your, it's kind of almost like from the middle of your rib cage. That's where the movement is coming from. So it's just the very kind of top of your body, and everything else is staying still. So we're not really, it's not a side stretch, it's just in the upper part. And a little smoother, side. Up, and then do the same thing forward, but keeping your body straight and just bending that upper part, upper back. And backwards, again, just that upper part. We're going to get into the bigger, deeper ones, but here. And coming back down, and this time just tapping your shoulders, your elbows are staying in place. Rotating them outwards. These taps going. And then connecting your shoulders, bring your arms up and down, and then let's do two front, two to the side. Set of those. Bringing them outwards, so you can bend them a little and rotate them. So you're rotating your palms up and back down, palms up, elbows up, palms up, elbows up. So you want to feel that in your shoulders, that rotation there. And putting them down to your sides, and just sweeping them up and down. And this time we're going to keep them up there. And grab an elbow. And give it a little stretch up there. And if you want a little upper body bend again, stretch that part out too. the other one. Elbow, little upper body if you want. And coming back. And we're just giving a little bow in the middle here. That's the middle, so you're kind of clenching and then stretching up, stretching up, stretching up, stretching up. And little knee loosen and up. Twist your knees, coming up. Twist your knees, coming up. And we're going to go back into his crunches. And this time with a knee bend. Straightening out nice and tall. Feeling good that your middle is lengthening here. So it brings you up. And then it's tightening to bring down. And your knees are just going up and down with a nice smooth movement. And coming down again, sweeping up. And this time, nice big side bend. And up here if you want. Just going to stretch it out today. And coming back up. Trying to keep your lower body in place. And stretching on the top. The other side. And you can drop it and stretch it out. And bring it back. Let's do one with those. Stretching nice and long to the side. Side stretch. Coming up. And nice and long to the side. And coming back up. So we're looking at the sky. Again, this is if you're not super bendy. Be careful, backs are also tricky. So really look at the sky coming up. And the sky coming up. And the sky coming up. If you're bendier, you can go lower if you want. That's okay. I should like to do a little peach. So both looking at different parts. And coming up. And we're going to be bowing up and down again. And let's add a deeper knee bend this time. And way down and way up. And dropping it down. And this time straightening up just the knees. And let yourself sink a little bit lower each time that you straighten up. You're bending, you're going lower. Try and keep it there as you straighten your knees. And ground. And let's just hang here a little bit. If you want to sway back and forth, you can. Let's try to relax it and then just have a little exhale and see if you can sink a little lower. And then back up. And just to finish off, let's do a couple of things that we've been working on in the choreography that we need just generally. That you'll find pretty much everywhere. You know how we do our weight shift here. So let's just start with that. Pretend you have a square in your shoulders and hips. So these are the four corners. Face the sides here. And keeping that straight. And it's like you're sliding across a flat surface. You're going to shift your weight from one leg to the other. And just feel that weight shift. And then as you're pushing, I want you to push into the ground with the leg that you're coming off of to go to the other leg. putting one foot in front, we're going to do the same thing, trying to keep that square. And to the other side. Now where that square becomes important, when we're first coming out in our piece, we have a very quick bounce in the end, so we're walking along, and then we're just kind of lifting a leg up in the air, but what we're secretly doing is we're walking forward, we're keeping that square, and as we step into it, we're making sure that square is stacked over that one leg, so when we lift up the second one, we're already in a position to balance. And the same thing when we're coming to the other leg, let's do a little bounce there. We're swinging through, but as we're stepping, we're secretly getting that square stacked over our leg, so we can bring that leg up and be super secure. Another thing we have going later on is a little circle with our legs here going to the front. So I just want you to rotate this hip. Your leg is facing forward, and then you're moving it out to the side and feeling a rotation here in your hip without moving the rest of your body. You can point or not point, it's not really about that, but you just want to feel that rotation. And let's do it with the other foot. And that rotation in the hip while keeping everything else square. And think about your leg being nice and long, stretching way out there. Later on, we're doing these kind of circling steps. So that's, you're getting ready for that. I think there was one more thing I was thinking about that it's good to practice a little. Of course, we've got our turns, which we were working on, our stepping turns. We're going to recap that when we start again. So your upper body. So at the beginning, before we do our full body stretches, we're just doing that little stretch from side to side. And when we're doing this in the morning routine, I want you to think about, it can be a teeny tiny movement. It doesn't have to be big. So if you feel your body starting to move, it's too much. So you just want to start moving that upper body, because that is going to give you a little more freedom to do those movements when you want to express yourself with your arms, your upper body, that you have that mobility there to use not just your arms, which is okay too, but there are places where you might want to add something, maybe doing circles or just stretching it out somewhere to give yourself a little bit of a different movement. So just something to think about. And yeah, so when you're jumping, I also want you to think about putting your heels on the ground, and also where your weight is before you jump. So if you're gonna launch, which leg you're gonna launch off mostly. So they're both, pushing off. So we do one here where we're jumping and kind of changing direction. But you want to be well set up for that when you're practicing. You want to know where it's coming from. Now we have a little trick here where we're not actually jumping and turning. We're actually just swinging through first and then giving a jump here. A lot of little tricks like that. So, Butterflies, I am going to leave you here. Hope to see you Friday again, or I hope to see you in a few minutes when we finish cleaning up our choreography. So it's all ready to go on Friday. My love to you. A happy Wednesday. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.